Hi folks, I'm going to show you how to look at your summary information on the mobile and desktop app in Training Peaks to set some goals. I'm clicking on the mobile app right now. You can open your mobile app on Training Peaks. Usually it opens up to this home page where it shows you a snapshot of this week. If you just scroll to the right, scroll to the right, you can get a look at what you did last week. When you click here, I'd encourage you just to look at duration and compliance right now. I don't care how far you ride, especially if this time of year a lot of it's on the trainer, and TSS is pretty individualized, and this is a group plan, so it's not a time right now to really stress too much about specific TSS targets. Look at more about, am I doing the time, and am I doing the workouts correctly? So duration shows you the time. Click right here, and you should see the time you've completed versus the hours that were on the group plan. You need to note that the number of hours on the group plan that I've put there are pretty much the minimum number of hours. Many of you will do more than the minimum, and that is great. I would say if you have not been riding and are using the plan to get in shape, 4 to 6 hours is a good target in these first 6 weeks. Let's try to get up so we're sort of averaging 4 to 6 hours a week in this first 6 weeks. And that would mean 3 to 4 workouts a week, probably 3 to 4 rides each week. If you're an advanced rider or somebody who's already super fit, been training a ton and is going to train a ton all winter, 8 to 10 hours is about right for the winter, and 5 to 6 rides each week would be great for this time of year. If you look at workout compliance down here, this will show you the number of workouts that you did and how well you did them. By how well, it means how close to the values that are set in the plan. So green would mean that you were pretty close to the plan values on some specific workouts. So if I've planned an hour workout and a TSS of 60 and you were within 20% of that, it'd be green. If you were within 50 to 80% of that, it'd be yellow. Less than 50%, it'd be orange. Or if it was red, it means that you really weren't, you didn't do it or you didn't log it. So you could use this to set some goals. Let's say only 2 of these bars are dark gray, meaning you worked out that day. Maybe you want to decide, oh, you know what, I only did 2 workouts last week. I want to do 3 workouts next week. So that could be a goal. Or I only had 1 green workout. I want to have 5 green workouts. And maybe you use that to set your goal next week. So that's how you can sort of use that to help you set goals. I did in my email talk a little bit about using kilojoules. If you want to look at this, deep dive this a little bit more, you can click on the feed button. So I'm sorry, I didn't do that very well. Here's the home button. If you click on the feed button over here, you're going to get a list of, you're going to come to some of the other charts that are in Training Peaks. If you're on your phone and you don't see this, it goes right to calendar. Just see, and you're looking at your calendar instead of the charts, just click over here on charts instead. If you've never changed these, there are, I think, 8 charts that come preloaded in Training Peaks. So if you haven't done anything, you're going to have a whole bunch of buttons down here, and you want to scroll through them. All of these see are different charts that were set up in there. I'm not going to talk about them all now. We'll get to them later. But I think the last one, I think if you click on the last button of the preloaded charts, actually, I can't really remember. Anyway, just sort of keep swiping through until you find the one that says 7-day totals at the top. That's the one that'll show you the total amount of stuff you did for the last 7 days. The more you log, the more information you have in this chart. So again, you're looking at my chart. I have not been cycling, so you'll see swim, 1, strength, and walk, which is really hiking for me, on color-coded in mine. But again, here's total time. The planned values are underneath. I did 10 hours and 29 minutes. I'd planned for 9:30. I guess I'd planned for 25 miles. I don't really remember adding any specified miles planned, but I did 11 miles. TSS, I haven't even been planning training stress right now. And then you can see your intensity factor calories. And if I was cycling, here's where I would see kilojoules. That would show up right here if you're looking at work. If you don't see what you want here, or if it doesn't say last 7 days, you can click on here to personalize this plan a little bit more. So I click on 7-day totals. You can, instead of looking at all workout types, I can look at swim. Let's see how much just swimming only I did. Not very much, 43 minutes of swimming. That's not very much. For you guys who are cycling focused right now, I would probably set this one just to show you bike only. because that's what the plan's doing. You notice that I did bike only. If I do bike only, nothing's going to show up. I haven't been cycling, so I'm going to go back here and put it back to all workout types for my plans. Okay, but you can kind of get a sense of, if I click on this, any one of these, so you can see it's color coded. So blue is swim. If I click on that, I can see how many swim TSS points I got, and I can see how much time I spent doing in my swim training, just by clicking on kind of these pies, right? So these pies kind of show you pieces of, work that you're, specific amounts of work that you're doing. Now, so you've used this, you've thought this is a way to get a snapshot of some of your training, but unfortunately you can't actually set goals here on this chart, I don't believe. Yeah, no, you can't set goals on this chart. I hope that's coming in Training Peaks. So let's just click over and look at the desktop app. When you open your desktop app, if you haven't changed anything, it's going to automatically open to this home page. And over here is where you would set goals. So if I hit a plus right here, I can, and I noticed I'd only did, I didn't do very much swimming last week. I realized after looking at my data. So I'm going to say 2 swim workouts this week. And I can click on the date. And when I want to do it, I want to have achieved that by the end of this week. So I've just added that goal. Or maybe your goal is to have 4 green workouts this week. Same thing. Make sure it's set for the same day. Okay. So these are all going to be set for Sunday. So if you add those goals there and then click over to your calendar, they'll show up. There they are. Okay. So here's your goals. On Sunday, you'll get an email about those goals. You can click on it. It'll show up. Tick it off on your mobile app. They will show up. And then you'll know you've achieved your goals. Okay. I think it's fabulous to do that. I would encourage you to write down your goals, even in Training Peaks, if you don't put them somewhere else, because knowing they're out there and that you need to click them off will help you. And look at your own data to figure out what your goals are for next week. If you're traveling a lot for work and you can't get in the entire time, figure out what you can do and make that your goal for the next week. Or if you only do 2 workouts, let's make sure they are green. There are 2 green workouts because you only can do 2 these weeks. Things like that. Use this group plan as a way to get you started and a template, but you're going to do better and progress faster if you really tailor those goals to who you are yourself. All right, that's it for now. We'll try a few more of these videos, I think, in the future, see how they go, but I'll leave you for now. Please don't hesitate to email or anytime if you've got specific questions about the group plan and how you can use it best for you. Thanks. Talk soon. Bye.